experiences and being open to being stretched.
But again, that's where you learn and you build up to that being your comfort zone.
True enough.
Right?
True enough,
I was
yeah.
never comfortable my first trip to get on a local bus and hope that I get off in the right place.
Especially because I guess there's like a sense of street smarts that you need to adopt.
You just adopt it, yeah.
That makes sense.
It's just finding your peace, even if you're broke down in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Which happened on a little fishing boat. And it's just,
Uncertain of.
just hope that it all works out.
Yeah.
It's out of your control.
Yeah.
It is a sense of freedom.
Hmm.
You just let go and not worry.
Did you always travel, or did you discover your love for traveling in a certain?
Always, yeah.
Oh, you always did.
Kind of, yeah.
Even when you were young, with your
Right in
family.
high school, I was on, like, without my parents.
Yeah.
My buddy would go take off.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I'll tell you, that's one of the things. If I could do it all over again, that I'd do. I had opportunities and invitations to do so,
Yeah.
but I was so locked into an expectation of sorts. I've struggled for the longest time just being a people pleaser. So those expectations that my family had of me as the oldest, you know,
Yeah.
for example, my community as well. And so, like, living on other people's radar that way and saying, this is what I feel I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
brought me to that level of, okay, I invested years in school, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But I think in hindsight, had I taken those I used to be a tree planter, for example.
A which, sorry?
A tree planter,
Yeah, okay.
and did that for years. I had a planting partner for some years. This guy would come tree planting for his holidays, which sounds absurd because that's like one of the hardest jobs he could do.
Yeah.
The rest of the year, he would go on his career, his job. And what was that? He would just throw on a backpack and go travel the world, literally. He had amazing stories. Like, you could tell, like, he had street smarts on.
Yeah.
I'll do a zoo kind of thing, right? And we loved hearing his stories, but at the end of every year, he would try to convince me, Biniam, you gotta come with me this year, come with me. And each time he'd almost get me to Devon, to the point of saying, okay, we're doing it. But then at the last minute, I'd be like, I gotta be responsible, you know? So if I could do it again, I'd probably travel.
You can try it, though. You can still do a small anything, anywhere. If you just throw your stuff on your back and get out there, you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
It's out of your comfort zone. It's a new
Sure.
experience. It's a new openness.
As a dad right now, in the midst of a pandemic, I'm also calibrating for responsibilities
Okay,
that
yeah.
are
Responsibility is a little higher.
Yeah. I mean, I love the idea, but now, like, still I have that desire.
Yeah.
But now to do it with showing my kids the world and what could be.
And it's interesting, too, because I've seen a lot of families doing what I do, and I'm like, that's bold.
That's amazing.
That's tough.
I've met some families like that too.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, I agree. It's pretty amazing.
Are you from Calgary?
No. I grew up in BC for the most part,
Yeah.
but originally from Africa.
Africa?
Yeah.
Which part?
Ethiopia.
Okay.
I grew up in Kenya, but I was born in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question for you,
Yes.
Devin. I don't ask this of all of my rides, but I do on some of them where I'm like, I would love to be able to feature this one here. Before I do make my request, feel free to say no if it is not your jam, because it's not everyone's jam. And
If what, sorry?
if my proposal is not your interest, yeah.
No problem.
Because I do value that no answer just as much as I do a yes. When I'm not driving my Uber, I'm often creating content online.
Okay.
Basically around the theme of how I like connecting with people, how I like modeling what that looks like, how I like encouraging, inspiring others to do the same in their own context, wherever that is.
Yeah.
And I come across some conversations in my Uber where I'm like, oh, this would be like lovely to feature, but I'd never do so without the consent.
Sure.
Enthusiastic, it has to be enthusiastic consent. Again, just because like varying dynamics. Some people appreciate the privacy, others can't because of work, or
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. I would love to feature like some of the things we were talking about in this conversation.
Of course.
Do you feel comfortable if I were to make that request?
do.
Awesome.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
What type? Where's your content on YouTube?
I'll give you my card. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube. It's on Instagram, TikTok if you're on there. Consider this one here. This is just a consent form of sorts.
Yeah.
It just says, hey, you understand what I'm trying to do, and
For sure.
I appreciate you being willing to do that, though. There's just some nuggets sometimes along the way in conversation where I'm like, this would really serve my community. You know, the ones that are.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't think we'd see the sun today, but this is pretty amazing.
Beautiful.
I know. comfortable, but most significantly, your name and signature are important. When's your next visit out?
I don't know.
To be determined.
Hopefully to move her home.
What's her name, by the way?
Her name is Samantha.
If I ever run across her, I did call the Alpha House a few weeks back when I met a really distraught female individual.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I really appreciate their work, and I look for opportunities to again interview on my podcast these individuals who are inspiring in my assessment, you know, saying, tell me the why of how you got to your present place in a way where most people are like, no thank you. You know, because
She would definitely have a good story though. What's the date today?
Today is the 23rd. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Pleasure. And I'll throw you my my card here just so you can follow with what I do and see a little bit of. This is me. And my handle's on the back there on those platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check out some videos while I'm waiting for my plane.
Nice. I appreciate that.
How long
And-
have you been doing the content?
A year.
Yeah.
Only a year. But yeah, what a year. It's
An interesting one.
It has been an interesting one. I've been off social media for such a long time,
Yeah.
and coming back on, I guess I was more intentional this time, saying there's something I want to get out of it. And
When you have a goal and then it's better, right? It's
it is, and I think especially when you reach said goal or you start experiencing some of the things that really resonate, it sort of ties you in a lot more firmly, saying,
Yeah.
I can't just necessarily walk away from this now. This is
Yeah.
there's more investment here, and so
100%.
in a good way,
Yep.
in a fantastic way. I was just thinking, you pack very light, eh?
But pardon?
You pack very light.
That's what I bring if I go for 6 weeks, 10 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Lighter the better.
Yeah, I guess so.
You realize after you go away the things you don't need.
That's a seasoned traveler right there. Nice to meet you,
You as
Devin.
well. Thank you very much.
I enjoyed the conversation.
Yes, me too.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Happy travels and best wishes.
Have a great day.
Okay, thanks, man.